Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be with you today. We are in the Focus Forward Studios, our home away from home, with another Islandpreneur podcast special edition just for you. And we are celebrating World Entrepreneurship Day. So happy World Entrepreneurship Day to all of the Islandpreneurs all over the world, obviously. But what we wanted to do was have a conversation with two dynamic entrepreneurs right here on St. Maarten. And so I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and then we're going to have a bit of a conversation. We're going to tell you the real. We're going to give you a little bit behind the scenes of what we go through trying to build global businesses right here on the beautiful island of St. Maarten, St. Maarten, the unity spelling. So on my right, we have none other than my business partner and good friend, internationally acclaimed blogger, event planner, marketeer extraordinaire, none other than Kenty Lethenbug.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Ife. I always say she does that intro so well. We need to record it. Focus forward. And I just want to hit click where I am. This is my intro voice. This is my tag. Welcome. Happy World Entrepreneurship Day as well to you. And we are happy to be here in Focus Forward Studio. And of course, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about what entrepreneurship really looks like behind the camera. So be ready. We're going to drop some gems, but also we're going to have some truth serums.
Yes.
Especially for our clients and those potential clients and those that we have been doing business with that might not understand the dynamics of what happens behind production, behind live events, behind strategies, behind, sleepless nights to make sure that your final product comes to life the way that you actually envision it.
Yes. And to my left, from Le Parti de Française, I hope I said that right. My French is horrible. However, thank you so much, Tracy, for being here. She's also an international creative director. She does so much amazing work. When we first met, this was a few years ago, she was just starting out, and to see how she's grown over the years has been amazing. So welcome, Tracy.
Thank you. Merci.
So let's start out having the conversation. How's business?
Who want to go first? You want to go first, Tracy?
Well, business is good. I'm still learning, and I think I will never stop learning.
You don't.
Yes. And I really love, today's kind of a checkpoint of where I am, because you've met me 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I realized, wow, it has been a journey. Yeah. I'm very proud of what I've accomplished, what I learned also. Even I used to say, I'm not good at selling, and I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. But I'm like, girl, you made it that way.
You've done it.
I've done it. I worked with amazing clients. I've had a couple challenging clients as well, but they helped me learn more. You navigate, you manage, you adapt, and that is beautiful.
Yes.
I love that.
So tell the people a little bit about your business. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm a content creator. So I create content on Instagram, TikTok, and so I do that. And also I'm a communication consultant. And I'm also a freelance writer. So sometimes I travel in different destinations to write. And all of that is me. I'm layered.
Can you take me in your suitcase? I'll probably be overweight, though, but take me in your suitcase when you travel, because I love me some traveling. And Kenty, tell the people a little bit more about what it is that you do, and also how's business going?
Business is good. I think once we have survived a couple of things as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Irma.
Yes.
We're still standing. COVID.
Hey.
We're still standing.
Yes.
So that alone awards you a different level of resilience. And while we are not so key anymore on the word of resilience, we want to advance from it, right?
I'm personally sick of it.
Yes. Listen, I don't want to be resilient anymore.
St. Maarten person. They are just like that. Yes. It's a toxic trigger. It's I don't want to be resilient.
I don't want to be resilient anymore.
I relentless is the word I like to use.
Business comes with your own particular journey, right? And independent of what industry you may be in. For us, we have similar spaces, which is the digital space, and we create content very different. Right? When we go on each other's pages, we follow each other, we look and we learn, and sometimes like, oh, I see Tracy doing some stuff, or hey, I see Kenty or Ify doing some stuff. And that is always very rewarding as well, because as local women, Black women entrepreneurs, right? In a market that was always dominated mostly by men, and that has changed as well. Being in business still in 2025 with all the dynamics and all the challenges and the limitations that we have of doing business out of this region, we consider ourselves blessed.
Absolutely.
Right? So business is good. You have your low and you have your high, and you navigate both spaces. You give the best of the best to your clients, even in your lowest moments as well, because they paid you for a service.
Yep.
Right? So a little bit of what I do, I wear many hats. Like Ify mentioned earlier, marketing, branding, blogging, content creator, depending what the clients requires, we adapt, we learn. And because we're constantly learning and adapting, that also makes us discover new talents.
Yeah.
So every time when you doubt yourself and you're like, wait a minute, I just did that. I didn't even know that was possible.
Listen. Listen, Linda, listen.
I didn't even know I had that in me, right? So that journey, and every entrepreneur has to go through that independent
I feel
journey.
like entrepreneurship is kind of a growth journey. Like
Absolutely.
you're growing.
It is.
And you're learning about yourself as well, because you're learning about yourself and you're like, okay. Even me, like I learned how to put sometimes you have to put your emotions inside. Like you feel it, okay, but you're in business. So
You have to wrap that up.
yeah, we're gonna deal with that later. Like stay focused. And that I had to learn that, like staying focused. Yeah.
That's a really good point. Because I was going to ask you, what does it mean to you to be an entrepreneur?
Well, I had to redefine that. But to me, I turned my passion, which is communication. I love communicating. I love transmitting messages. So whether it's through content creation or making strategies for my client or freelance writing, that is communication. So I turned that into a business. But at the same time, like I have a son, I have to eat. So it has to be profitable.
Correct.
And for it not to be profitable, that would be neglect, even to me.
Correct.
And my son. So at the end of the day, like I turn it into a business, I have to live out of my talent and what I can do.
I love that. I love the fact that you said not having profits means that you are neglecting yourself and your family.
That's a gem. That's a gem.
That's a real gem, because I think oftentimes many entrepreneurs are just doing a small business and they hustling and they're not thinking about, is this really profitable?
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of work for little to no money. I've been there.
We've all. There's not an entrepreneur that will tell you otherwise. We've all walked that.
Listen. And so also to really, because what I'm hearing you saying is I am honoring myself in this process as well.
I had to hold myself accountable at some point, and I like reframed the whole thing. I'm like, Tracy, it's not charity. Like at some point, when you're done being profitable, you want to do charity. You can
could do that.
All the charity you want. But that kid
needs to eat, and that's just reality. That's reality.
Yeah, like, and I cannot tell him, oh, go work. Like, I'm responsible for him. So I had to reframe it. So now, whenever I feel like I want to do a little charity, I'm like, can you do it?
Yeah.
Can you really afford it?
Really do it?
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Kenty, what it means for you to be an entrepreneur?
I think it means growth, primarily, but it also means understanding your value.
Yeah. That's good.
Right? Understanding your value, because when we all started, and we had this conversation I will never forget, when we was in Subway, and she was like, girl, what are you charging these people? This makes absolutely no sense. This had to be like 7 years ago.
Yes.
She was like, what? You're charging how much? No,
Yes.
we're going to change that real quick, sis.
Yes.
This is not it.
Yes.
Right? But you're so at the
I
beginning.
remember that. And you look at me like shocked. You look at me like a deer in headlights, like, what?
Yeah, sure.
Charge more?
Just like this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not going to be profitable for you. No. You're going to get tired running
Yep.
behind the peanuts and the cents and the
Yep.
dollars. And this is not going to be a profitable business. It's going to drain you. And ultimately, after many trials and errors, I understood my value and I understood that sometimes I bring my own table. I don't even give you a chance
Oh yeah.
to have your table. I come with mine.
Yeah.
I come with mine and
And
my
your
chair and I
chairs,
sit down.
yes.
I sit uncomfortable.
Yes.
And then
Centerpiece and everything.
and then we can have that discussion about what do you want my business and my talent to mean for you.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to speak numbers.
Yeah.
And it should be on my end whether or not I want to give you a discount. It should be on my discretion whether or not I want to have a partnership,
Yep.
whether or not I want to have a collaboration, because we all went through that journey,
Yep.
right? At least all three of us have done it.
Yep.
I know that for a fact.
Oh yeah.
Right? So at a certain point, to your point, it's going to be like, okay, now I need to make money, right? Because I can't take partnerships to the bank. While they're great to have to your portfolio, you cannot pay a bill with
Yeah.
partnerships alone.
Yeah.
It needs to be some sort of financial commitment
Yeah.
in a long term. So entrepreneurship for me is definitely growth and redefining your actual value.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
I love that so much. That before I dive deeper into that, because that actually is the whole premise of this discussion. Because it is your post that triggered
That triggered me.
that triggered Kenty, who called me,
It was a whole domino effect.
and then I shared it, and then we were like, okay, we have to talk about this. So value is really the core of this discussion. But for me, entrepreneurship or islandpreneurship, as I like to frame it, also means growth. It also means value. It also means honor. But for me, it also means freedom.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It means that I get to determine my future. And I get to determine how I achieve that, with whom I achieve that. And I have the freedom of choice, right? And so when you're working for others and you're doing that, you don't often have the same kind of freedom. And if you're building the right kind of business, because not every business allows you to have freedom either.
Correct.
So if you're building the right kind of business or building the systems in your business accurately, you should grow into freedom. You should, at some point, be able to step back and leave the system work for itself.
Yeah.
And so that actually is a big goal of mine. And this is a book that I recommend everybody to read. I'm reading it right now. I heard about this book over and over again, and then I pulled the trigger after listening to 100 different YouTubes with this book mentioned in it. And so the name of the book is 10X is Easier Than 2X.
Okay.
And so it talks about the mindset and systems that are needed that you get to 10X your business easier than if you had to do it 2X. So 2X is linear and it takes so much energy to get linear growth, but 10X allows you to do quantum leaps in your business and it's easier. So if you think about your client, your cheapest client tends to be, and when I say cheapest, the client that pays you the least amount tends to be the biggest challenging client that you have.
Is the one that costs you the more energy, the most energy.
More
Energy and time.
In time.
You know, you have to convince them for every little line item.
I'm not criticizing them.
No, but we understand them.
Yeah, I
which is different.
understand them. But sometimes, and that's what I had to learn. Because before I was really scared of rejection. Like, I'm like, I cannot lose that client. I cannot lose that client.
Oh,
So
I've fired a few.
Yeah.
I will bend and bend. And now I'm like, I have the choice.
Yes.
Because it doesn't like,
Yes.
it takes too much from me,
Yes.
for me to bend and
It doesn't align.
yeah, they're not aligned. So it's best to go with someone else
Yes.
That fits them.
that
Yes.
fits their and me. The
Because you have clients, we all have clients that may pay you less, but they're in alignment, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is the mentality of the person
yeah.
that's trying to get you for the least amount of money. They tend to be the most challenging. The ones that don't blink. I have had clients I send in something and they don't blink.
I love them.
Oh my goodness.
The no discounts client, the no bargain client. What is your account number client?
Exactly.
Can you send me your account number? I'm doing a transfer right
Journal
now.
about them. These clients, I wrote how I feel about them because
Yes.
it's such a good feeling.
It's a joy.
Oh my goodness.
Love them.
And what do you notice? Your value.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't discuss it.
No.
And they even send you, I really enjoyed working with you.
Exactly.
Appreciation.
You get appreciation. And also for me, when you're that client, I always want to go extra for my
Oh
client.
yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
But
I
for
give you
those
a-
clients,
I go extra.
I go extra. I go extra for
Yeah,
those
me too.
clients because they
I pampered them.
listen, because it becomes such a synergy. It becomes such a joy.
And it's so easy. At some point, one day I question, I'm like, is it normal? Is that easy?
oh,
Is it normal?
That's so good.
Yeah, it's toxic because I'm like, it's supposed to be that easy. Like,
Yes.
it's supposed to be that
yes.
easy.
That second guessing minute that you have.
I'm
Wait a
like,
minute.
is
This
that
is not the
normal?
norm.
When it's going to flip?
Yes.
Should I be prepared?
Yes.
And I'm better, but I'm like, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. If it's flipping, I know what to do because I have experience with bad clients, but I shouldn't expect it to flip. 'Cause
Exactly.
that's normality.
Because you're grounded now. You're
that's
more
normality.
solid.
Yeah.
But-
That's what I want.
Yeah, and to your point, this level of you have to hustle and struggle to try to earn a dollar or to try to be successful. It is toxic. It
is.
There are people in the world that don't know what that means, and they live
But-
very good lives.
And to come back to your point, I feel like our culture, we normalize
Yes.
struggle.
Yes.
We normalize it. Sometimes it really makes me sad.
Said
Yes.
that, child. You're
Yeah.
preaching here.
yes.
On a Sunday
Because-
morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like when I put my boundaries and I see like those hard clients, they're like, why doesn't she want, like, why she doesn't want to do it the hard way? I'm like, no, I don't want to do it the hard way.
No, I don't want to do
And
the hard way.
they want to kind of judge you,
Yeah.
make you second guess
Yes.
and all of that. I'm like, no,
Yes.
I don't want the hard
Hard
way.
is overrated. I want
Yeah.
to work smart.
I want a soft life.
I want
They're
a
like,
soft
I
life.
want a soft life.
Demure.
Period. Demure.
Yes.
Very cute.
Very cutesy.
And also, the struggle ain't real. At least it doesn't have to be.
No.
The struggle doesn't have to be real. And to your point, we normalize struggle. Everyone is struggling, and those who aren't pretend to struggle so that they
They could fit. So they could fit.
They could fit.
so that they could fit in.
I'm like, I don't want to be
the struggle.
Like, how is this even healthy? I'm just going to pretend that I'm struggling just because the other two next to me are struggling. I don't want to say, well, I'm not struggling. I got good, but okay, I have to add on.
Other entrepreneur that are not struggling, and it has been eye-opening for me. I'm like, ooh, look at them, leaving.
Yes.
And then even the talk we have, they want to help you.
Yes.
They're like, okay, let me show you my system.
Yes.
This is how I do it.
Yes.
Come sit down. I will teach you how to sell.
Yes.
This is what you have to say. They give you the
tips.
Give you I'm like, ooh,
Yes.
that's great.
Yes.
And that's good. That's good
Yeah,
because
that's good.
most people, especially in our community, Caribbean and
Yeah.
being Black business owners and stuff like that, oftentimes culturally we're afraid of sharing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things
Because
that have
they believe in
also.
struggle.
That's it. Period for Tracy, right? So when you're
onto something there because
when you're sharing success stories, it's so
They're
hard for us to believe
scared.
that it's coming from people that look like us.
Yeah.
or that it's coming from a genuine place.
Yeah.
Right, that part.
Because everybody thinks that you're trying to hustle them.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hustle you. I actually want to see you win. I want to share. I don't gatekeep. Anybody knows me knows I don't gatekeep. In fact, my team have to tell me to shut up because they're like, you're losing money.
As you speak.
As you speak. And I think to your point, it's because they've bought into the struggle, and success is a team sport.
Yeah.
And so if she wins and you're winning and I'm winning, then we can collaborate together to help other people win. But if all of us struggling, we
Well,
can't help each
going-
other.
But that is true, but not everybody have that mentality.
True.
And I notice sometimes people who are in a position of power, they kind of exploit the
Yes.
naive part of the younger ones, and then it crush their confidence. And
Yeah.
I find that so sad because they're just coming, they're full of hope. I see it. I've been there. You're full of hope. So you're like, okay.
You have dreams.
Yeah, you're gonna come and collaborate and make that table bigger, and now you're like, oh my god,
I can't even find the plywood for
Yeah.
this table. What are we doing?
Or a nail.
Or a nail.
Yeah, like, ooh. And that's tough. But to me, it's like feel it, but move on.
Yeah.
Like get
You're
back on
entitled
track.
to feel that.
Yeah, feel
Yeah.
it, and then get back on track.
What I would say to that is when you, to the young ones that are coming out, because we have to pass on
Yeah.
at some point, right?
Yeah.
To the ones that are up and coming, and it's a whole different space from when we started,
Yeah.
right? That changes daily. The digital space changes
Oh, my
daily,
goodness.
right? What I would say to them as well is surround yourself with the people that are going to uplift you and
Yeah.
teach you and mentor you.
Yeah.
We didn't have much of that when we were growing up. We had to figure it out on our own. But there's a lot of us that have mentorship capacity and that we give as well. Whether you do it in a school, whether you do it in a private setting, whether you do it for
And
a
don't
group
be
of your...
afraid to ask. as
Don't be
well.
afraid.
Yeah.
Exactly. But why? Because culturally we are scared of rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
word
also-
no triggers us.
And also failure.
And failure.
And failure is part of the success process.
Oh yeah.
So
it
you're
teaches
not
you so much.
you learn more from failing than you know from the things that you do well.
Yeah.
So if we normalize that failure is not failing but a lesson, then you get over that
Yeah.
quicker and then you can move forward. And to your point about mentorship and finding mentors, I found mentors externally until I could find mentors internally.
Correct.
So, and especially these young people, guys, you have all at your fingertips at the speed of sound and light.
We did not have that. We did not have that.
We did not have that. So you could easily follow people on Instagram, on TikTok, on whatever the social media platform is. Now you have AI. You can have a whole educational session with ChatGPT, with Perplexity, with Claude, with Gemini, with all of them.
Compare notes.
And compare notes, that's actually what I do.
Compare notes.
And so there's so much information out there for you. And then also DM people, like, you
Yeah.
know,
Reach out.
Reach out. Whenever
I've
I
done
say
that.
yeah.
I watch people, and I was watching that project manager, and I saw like how she manages project. I said, I really love this, and that about you. You think we can have a talk? Like you show me, and she did.
Wow.
She did. I was like, I was so happy.
What's the worst that could happen? She tell you no?
Yeah.
Who will know?
Yeah,
Who gonna know but you and her?
But in general, like real leaders,
that's right.
they don't say no. They want to teach you, like, because they want to pass on to the next generation.
Correct. We have
That's
to
right.
equip the
Yeah.
next in line, and we have to equip them for them to understand what? Their value.
They don't
Yes.
feel threatened because they're so that's what I notice. Like those who are comfortable, they don't feel threatened.
No.
They're comfortable, they know they're aligned, they have their clients, they don't feel threatened.
But to the point of value, right? When you value yourself, you're not intimidated or threatened by anybody
Yeah.
else. So it's when you don't value yourself is when you start looking externally for value and for validation.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about value and talk about it in relationship to prices, because this is a conversation that many people don't want to have publicly. But we're
gonna break it down today.
We're gonna break it down a little
spill
bit
the
today. We're gonna spill a little
Subtle,
tea.
we'll tell
We
you.
should have had cups with tea.
But we have water.
We have water.
So
So you put up a post
Yeah.
on
LinkedIn.
So fun fact, guys, this is free game. If you are not building your social media profile on LinkedIn, you are leaving money on the table. LinkedIn is where decision makers go to look for talent and services. Those people
Amen.
cut you
Started in
checks.
August. Look at me.
Oh.
I started because I was on LinkedIn. I was just watching.
Like which
and
August?
Here. Like no?
No.
This August of 2025?
Yeah, I started and I told you my businesses was slow. I'm like, okay, let me do all the things I'm not doing. So I said, let me do LinkedIn. I sat 2 days at a coffee shop and I
Plan out
wrote
the strategy.
LinkedIn posts.
Yes.
I wrote. This post was planned from my 2 days. And look at me today. I'm like, wow, that post took me here.
There you go. There you go.
Honestly, I am still building up my LinkedIn. I'm going
There's a
hard.
person that told me to go on LinkedIn. But okay.
I'm going harder on LinkedIn now. Like we're doing some revamp in September. So September, I'm excited to take a step back, revamp everything, and then come harder. But I told Kenty, I know you on the social media game. I need you to get on LinkedIn. She looked at me like I was crazy because she's like, Ife, how many social media platforms am I supposed to know? And I'm like, LinkedIn is one of them. And like I said, people who look for people to do services and business with are on LinkedIn. They are looking for that. That's why they're on LinkedIn. And because of LinkedIn, she was able to get corporate clients to do blogging and things of that nature.
They paid me to travel hunt, eh?
They paid her to travel. They paid her as a brand ambassador.
That.
They paid her.
Inspires me.
Listen, they did that. And then when she came back, I'm like, oh, I got to up my LinkedIn game.
She inspires you to now.
No, but you posted it on LinkedIn, talked about how a potential client wanted to pay you 700 euros a month for work that takes a lot more than 700 euros to produce. And in the follow-up post, because I shared that post and would also gave my own perspective, let's talk about the importance of setting prices.
Yeah.
We live in a region where our pricing structure is a little bit less than if you were going to be in the US or in Europe. So we have to also consider that.
Absolutely.
But we also live in a space where cost of living is increasing all the time.
Yeah.
And not just that the cost of living is increasing, but even with all the AI tools, the level of expertise, knowledge, things that required to do the work that we do.
Productivity.
The productivity. It comes at a cost that needs to be compensated.
Yeah.
So why did you put up that post? And how do you feel about the pricing in your market as a content creator?
Okay. So to be honest, now I decided that everything gonna be content. Even the clients I didn't get because I learned something.
Nice.
I'm like, that client?
That's a gem, guys. Everything is going to be content.
Like, I'm like, you see that? I'm going to turn it into a post because I learned something. I said, but how come he's asking me 700? And I told him, I didn't want to be bold. I said, you realize that I have to pay my charges, right? It's like, yeah, but you understand, it's just a video, right?
It's just a video.
Just a video. I'm like, oh, it doesn't understand what it takes.
Yeah. Let me break it down for you.
Let me break it down. Like, it doesn't understand. I have to do a strategy. I have to script his videos. I have to do this, do that, plan, sit down and plan all the posts. It doesn't see that. So I'm like, it's maybe a lack of knowledge on
Understanding.
his end. Understanding on his end. But me also, I have to make him understand that I have to pay my charges. At the end of the day, I have to be compensated and pay my charges. And I said, I'm a freelance, so I do not pay I have to pay my own vacation,
insurance.
I'm sick, I have all of
your own taxes. You have to comply.
So 700 is included in
this package. How?
And 4 platforms, like how long it's going to take me. So all of that. And I was like, And I was so happy when you reposted it because I'm like, I'm not the only one. I felt less alone because sometimes you feel alone.
True.
You're like, but they're bold. Is it
Is it me? Am I the problem?
Yeah, am I the problem? They're coming to me with that person. Oh, but then I'm not the only one. So I feel less alone.
No. That's why we're having this conversation because you're not alone.
You're not alone. So talk a little bit about pricing and what you're seeing in the market, and how have you grown as it pertains to pricing?
So pricing structure, like I said before, takes some time, right? Because this market is different. We was just speaking about the consumer, the campaigns that work everywhere else in the world, except in Maarten.
Yeah.
Those are facts, guys. I have numbers, and I think you do as well, of campaigns that work anywhere else in the world. They land Maarten and they flop, right? We are just a very different consumer.
And I felt that is an expertise.
Of course.
know?
Absolutely.
Of course. That is expertise,
like,
knowing
yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I was trained by brands like Johnson & Johnson just to dissect the St. Maarten market because they couldn't understand it. They're like, we're going to pump money into this market to understand what in the world is happening with you all. We are going to make this a real study case. And they did, right? At that time, I was working for Manrique Capriles, and they did. And they pumped money into that. So, part of that expertise that helped me structure my pricing was understanding what the demand is versus your value and your time. And as you grow in this journey of entrepreneurship, it's also important to realize that the first time is going to be a miss. The second time is going to be a miss. You're going to be like, oh, I lost money on that deal. Yo.
Yeah.
That hit hard. You'll be like, oh, I undersell myself.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? Sometimes you don't sleep. You're like, Kenty, you lost like $2,000. How did you do this? Your math was not mathing. Right? And those are learning moments.
Yeah, you learn. And sometimes you don't see the full picture. You
No.
think you're going to
Yes.
take
No.
like a day. You
No.
end up taking 3 days.
Yes. Learning moments.
Yes.
So structuring it based on the demands of the client, the overall market price. So something that I also do, for instance, when I'm researching a price, I like to see what is the rest of the world charging, for instance, for what I'm doing,
Yeah.
for this particular service. And then I break it down to the Caribbean region. What are places like Jamaica, Trinidad, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico? What are those prices looking like over there? Because they look totally different than the US. Let's just be
Yeah.
very honest about that as well. And once I have a comparison of 3 or 4 regions in pricing, then I start to structure mine. And what I add to mine is the expertise that I bring to the table, the years of being able to deal with that particular service that you want me to execute, how you want me to execute it, how long is this project, the amount of hours and commitment that is going to take from me,
Yeah.
right? Because people think, hey, you're just going to sit down and give an interview. Even to give an interview,
Yeah.
you have to prep.
Research.
You have to do your research. Even to go to the radio and sell somebody else's brand,
Yeah.
right? Because as a brand strategist, I embody your brand. That's why people hire me, because I embody your brand as if it was mine. That takes time. Yes, I'm passionate about it, but I also have to do my research and put time into that. So making that comparison very clear, adding what is my value, right? My real value in real time. Not the time of Netflix, right? Not the time of AI, the real time of Kenty. What is that value? What does it look like? And then I put that number. And if it's a number that it makes me smile, what do we say? The number makes me smile. Yes, I'm good. This
And when the
this is a
numbers
comfortable
scare
number.
me, I'm like, it's good.
It's good. Yes.
Because when the number doesn't scare me,
You're like-
I know I understand. I'm like, and I send it scared. I'm like, okay, send.
Send. And we all had that moment. I remember my first proposal with a 3-digit or 4-digit. You send it, you was like,
yeah, yeah.
you
You're
ask all
like,
of these people for this money. Girl, what you be thinking?
Yes.
Right? And that is a process that you also have to go
Yeah.
through of pricing and understanding that, okay, the more I understand the client and the market and the demands and what
It's
I
a lot
bring
of
to you.
limiting beliefs as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because, yeah, I'm learning that. I'm still learning, but it's,
And it will never
Yeah.
stop.
We are all learning it.
Yeah.
And so what I love about this conversation about price versus value, and I think Kenty's approach is very strategic, right? So what are the prices out there
Yeah.
that are comparable?
I love
What
that.
does the Caribbean look like? Fun fact, if you look at something in the US, it's about 20 to 40% less in the Caribbean.
Correct.
So that's something that you have to consider. Because you also don't want to outprice
Yeah.
you in the market. But the other thing that I noticed too is that price and value are very much connected. And so I'm not only pricing for the service that I deliver, I'm pricing for the problem that I'm going to help you solve, because that's of value to you. And if you could have solved it, you wouldn't need me.
Yeah.
Facts.
So
Exclamation mark.
you would not need me. So the question is really, how much is this problem being solved worth to you?
To you, yes.
And sometimes it's about the package and not the problem being solved. So if you may think that because I'm a woman or because I'm from the islands or because I'm dark-skinned, that I may
Yes.
not deliver as well work. And those are some real factors and conversations that they're
We've
all dealt with it.
that they're not
Yes.
wanting to have publicly, but that's really what happens sometimes.
But it's trends that sometimes they hire expert, but then they end up calling you.
To fix it, like Olivia Pope. You end up being Olivia Pope. I'm like, how did I end up here?
Yeah. They end up calling you
To fix it.
because you know, like as you said, St. Maarten is St. Maarten. We
Unique.
know how it's unique.
yeah.
So the experts sometimes cannot fully
No.
solve it. So they end up calling you to fix the patches.
Yes. And we see it also with employees, right? So
Yes.
where bigger companies hire in experts, but then they still demand or require the expertise locally to
Yes.
help them do it. And they're paying them to find out how to fix it locally versus fixing it. You know what I mean? But I think also the other thing about price is about really seeing yourself as a business.
Yeah.
And not a hobby.
Not a hobby, and not just a freelance either,
Yeah.
even though you may be doing freelance work. Really seeing yourself as a business. I have to cover X amount of expenses. I have to make sure that I'm profitable so that I can reinvest in myself, in the
Yes.
business, in the website, in the tools, and whatever.
Even go on vacation. I mean,
Yeah,
I want to.
that's
how do
part
I
of your
pay
investment in
for,
you.
My
yes.
vacation.
Yeah.
It has to be out of the profit of the business.
Yes.
Because that is your business. That is your income.
And really just see yourself as a
Business, yeah.
And I think when you start to see yourself as a business, some of those conversations about how much it costs, the price is a price. Because I don't go into McDonald's and say, hey, you raised that Mickey D special from $8 to $12, right? And then argue, can I get it less? I know that that's the money I have to pay. I pay it,
Or you're not going to eat it.
or I'm not going
But
to eat
you
it.
know, Kim Kardashian, she's selling these things for their face. You know, I don't know if you saw it. It's kind of lifting. I don't know what it does, but it was sold out. I'm like, how these ugly things got sold out, and for $60, I think it was $60.
She's brilliant at
I'm
what she does.
like,
That's just the bottom line.
What's expensive then? It's how
It doesn't
you frame it.
Yes.
It's
how you package it.
Yes.
But also the value is also for someone like a Kim Kardashian. She makes it look so effortlessly.
Oh, yeah.
All of us do. But she has a system.
Oh yeah,
And a team.
Oh my goodness. She has a system. She has a
Amazing.
team. She knows exactly what kind of she has it down to a science how she poses in her body to get the most
Yeah.
response.
To trigger.
Like she has it down
She
to
created
a T.
a solution with that thing. I'm like, wow.
You're like, what is it solving?
Or even
Let's start with that.
Or even Rihanna, when a couple of years ago she did halftime, and everybody's like, "But why would she do halftime?" And she just stopped and did her little Fenty touch up on
And that
stage.
came out.
And by the time you got to Fenty,
It was sold out.
Fenty's site went down for like
Yeah, it crashed.
it crashed. So many people went.
The Crocs with Nicki Minaj, the pink Crocs,
Oh my goodness.
crashed. I mean,
So you have to have the system, and I think oftentimes as entrepreneurs on small islands, we don't think on how to build a system. We think on, I have to deliver this service, or I have
Yes.
to deliver this product. But the business, the real value in the business, as I'm learning and growing in business, is the system.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why, for example, I love AI, because AI helps me with the system. Like,
productivity as well.
productivity. It's part of the system of productivity, or or creation, or whatever the case may be. So I think it's very interesting. First of all, I'm proud of you that you did not accept that.
Yeah, me too.
Because sometimes it's hard to say no when you know you got bills to pay and you got different things to do.
Absolutely.
But it says that I am not going to devalue myself or discount myself because I understand my value. So kudos to you. And also kudos to you for taking that and making it into content. I'm going to do exactly like you. Everything now is content because I stay too quiet too much.
I said everything will be. I'm not naming names.
No.
But I'm going to share the lessons I'm learning.
Yes.
Like, everything is content because everything is a lesson actually.
Yeah.
It is.
So I'm going to turn it into content.
You're going to turn it into life experiences of an entrepreneur. And we do that every day, whole day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? People don't see the behind the scenes, the tireless hours of editing that you have to do when a client hires you to do a content, to film a video. When you're on your feet for a live event, 15, 20 hours, and the following day you have to wake up at 6, 5 o'clock in the morning, get your makeup on, get your face beat, have the same energy to wake up an entire room, right? And do that for 3, 4, 5 days consecutively.
She's talking about me.
I mean, that's one example, right? That's one example. Or where you go from being an entrepreneur to mom to partner, come back to create.
I feel like when people think it's easy, I feel like I've done the job. Like, you think it's so easy. I do it so well. You think it's easy. I've done their job. But now I have to educate you to show you how I make it look so easy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because that's a talent by itself.
Yeah, that's a talent. Like, wow, it's great. I'm so happy you can feel like it's easy. But
all of us make the work look easy.
Yeah.
Right? And so as we're wrapping up, I'm interested to know about, so we talked about price, we talked about value, we talked about the growth journey that is necessary for entrepreneurship. Because I think entrepreneurship, as much as I love it, and I'm a big advocate for it, guys, you guys know, I have a whole company named Islandpreneur. Like,
It doesn't get any deeper than that,
it
right?
doesn't get any deeper than that. And at the same time, sometimes entrepreneurship is over-glorified or underestimated as to how much is required to be able to do it and to do it well. So let's have a little pretend moment. It's now World Entrepreneurship Day, which is August 21st, 2027. I'm not even going to go down to 2030.
okay.
It's only 2 years from now.
Like, take it easy.
It's 2027. What does life look like for you?
How the life I'm manifesting. I love that. I want to kind of branch out. I want to network with other islands. Not I want, I am.
You will.
Yeah,
Because it's 2027.
I am in 20, so I'm networking.
I'm networking.
I'm networking with other islands. I'm collaborating with other entrepreneurs from other islands, working on amazing project with amazing clients with other islands. I'm looking at Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica. I love how Jamaica does their communication. Ooh, you're strong.
You're strong.
So I'm in Jamaica. Where are you?
I know a few people there. So We'll talk.
I love Jamaica. So I'm in Jamaica, enjoying Portland on weekends.
Nice.
Because you have to disconnect, it's not work.
Yeah.
So
And your business is still in communications.
Still
and
in
you're
communication. I'm still writing for Doors and other magazines, and I love that for me.
Yeah, I love that for
well.
you too. 2027.
2027, I am traveling and teaching and living in my purpose, right? I am sharing the knowledge that I've gained through my experience, not only as entrepreneur, but as a woman in business, as a Black woman in business. See how far that goes? So I'm sharing that with the world, and I have systems in places that take care of that I am able to travel and have that soft life, but still doing the things that I'm passionate about, and those systems are now making me money. That's where I am. I have that passive income of 5 streams.
Yes.
Right? I have the real estate plug-in.
Yes.
I have the entrepreneur plug-in. I'm making money while I'm sleeping. That's where I am.
Yes.
I'm making money while I'm sleeping. And because of the systems that we're still that I was able to work in 2025.
Come on.
Were able to put me in this position where I
on.
can just pick up myself and have this freedom that I'm enjoying so much. That's where I am.
I love that for you.
What about you?
21st of August 2027, I am speaking around the world and sharing my knowledge and expertise with different companies, countries, agencies around the world. I am taking real vacations too. So I'm not just traveling for work. I'm actually taking real vacations. Because
Oh, that's a goal.
yeah,
That is a real goal. This is
I
a real
travel
thing.
a lot, but everyone like traveling for work is different than traveling for
Yeah.
a vacation. So I'm taking real vacations. Islandpreneur would have its own system and would be properly managed with a full team and all of that kind of good stuff. AI Islands would have helped different companies around the world to develop with AI. And yeah, those are, and I would have also been I am a best-selling author and would have started to
Snap.
get some of these books out of me that been laid inside for a while.
A lot of books.
A lot of books. So 2027, financial freedom, time freedom, and really, like Kenty so rightfully said, living in my purpose.
Oh yeah,
I think that's important.
that's important.
As entrepreneurship is always important to find what is your why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than what is your what.
Yeah.
Right? Because your why determines your what.
Yeah.
And it helps you build
Yeah.
the what. If
Yeah.
you just doing it for money, none of us would have been here. That's one.
No.
Let's keep it real, people.
No.
If it's for the money, entrepreneurship is not it for you.
No, go and
Because
get you a job.
You will not be profitable.
tried.
I mean, it didn't work for you.
I quit in between. When I met you, I went back.
Oh, you went back corporate?
Corporate. I didn't last. I'm like, oh, I can't. So I rather struggle. But then it helped me put in place system.
You reframe things.
Yeah,
and
I
that is
reframe
also a
things,
learning
yes.
experience, right? When I was ready to leave corporate, I put a timeline of two years.
Because you try your like security, but it's not really security.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not. And you also cannot build your empires from someone else's chair.
Yes,
You just can't.
I'm like, I'm just gonna go for the security and build at this.
You can't,
it doesn't-
Tracy. You can't. You
doesn't
can't do a 9 to 5 and then a 6
Yeah.
to 10. You're going to die while you're building it.
And especially in our kind of environment where you don't have the infrastructure that
Yeah.
allows you to do certain things. So if you were able to easily get a loan or a grant or build a credit system that allows you to invest in something passively, and if you had an infrastructure that was a bit more mature, then that would work. But in our infrastructure,
No,
it doesn't work. And then you end up hustling. And
it's not the goal.
no, that's not the goal. So thank you, ladies, for this opportunity
you.
Thank you for having us.
to talk about World Entrepreneurship Day. I am so honored to be surrounded by both of you. I have seen your journeys from the beginning.
Facts. Facts.
And to see how you have both grown in your own spaces and you're thriving and you keep on ticking despite the licks that happen from time
Yeah.
to time. We all go through that. So we're very excited. I'm very excited for each of you. Don't be strangers. We're going to be doing more of this kind of stuff. So look out for, these
Absolutely.
kinds of
Setting.
conversations and things of that nature. Podcasting is something that we have been developing slowly but surely. And so we're very excited about that. Also, to all of you, happy World Entrepreneurship Day. It isn't always easy, but if this is your calling, not everybody's called to be an entrepreneur. Some of you do well with a job. God bless you. If you are an entrepreneur, or like what I like to say, an islandpreneur, we know that it's not always easy, but because you're there and you're doing it, you have everything that it takes to make it happen. So never, ever, ever give up. You may have to pivot. You may have to scrap something and do something else, but don't give up. on average, the most successful entrepreneurs that you see all over the world, they've had at least 3 businesses.
And counting.
And counting. And when I say businesses, I don't mean successful ones either. I'm talking about the ones that failed and then they had to start something else. So continue moving, continue doing the great work that is necessary.
And continue learning.
Continue learning, continue growing. Your business requires a different version of you to go to the next level. So that every time you feel like you just landed, that's the time that you know that you have to become a different kind of person to go to the next level. And so continue growing, continue learning. Also, this is just before AI Islands. So in the event that you are going to be in Curacao, August 27th to 29th, and there's going to be some updates in between now and then too, go to aiislands.co, get your pass. Passes are limited. We are doing something that has not yet been done in the region, and so we're very proud of that. My name is Ife Badejo. I'm the founder of Islandpreneur International. I do many different things, but the one thing I'm here for is to help you get the right information that helps you to innovate, scale, and thrive. Thank you so much for being with us. Bye.
Oh, wait, shout out to Focus Forward, our hosting. How can we forget? I mean, we just come here, take over, and do what we want. Guys, if you want to do podcasts, if you want to do a photo shoot, if you want to create content, if you want photography on site, videos, weddings, funerals, you name it, these are your people. These are our guys. These are our media houses. And believe you me, they give you much more than you expect, and they go the extra mile to make sure that you get what you deserve. So shout out to them for hosting us here again last minute, because it was like, John, we're coming. And he's like, okay, fine. But thank you so much, guys, for hosting us as well. Tracy, thank you for jumping on the gun with our crazy ideas and spontaneous moments. And of course, thank you to you guys for tuning in with us and being part of World Entrepreneurship Day 2025.
Yes. And also, I know some of you are a little bit confused because you're like, but what happened to November? Because isn't there something with entrepreneurship in November? Yes. World Entrepreneurship Day is August 21st. Global Entrepreneurship Week
is in November.
Is the 3rd week in November.
Put it in your agenda. We also do stuff in that week.
Absolutely. Put it in. We will be doing things this year. Stay tuned for masterclasses on investing, AI, entrepreneurship, how to build your business globally right here from the islands. You want to stay connected to Islandpreneur International. Again, thank you so much to our favorite media house partner, Focus Forward, for making the magic happen. And of course, to these amazing 2 ladies.
And follow us. Tracy, what's your pages? You got to put in your shameless plug in. Where to find you?
LinkedIn, Tracy Laville. TikTok and Instagram, tracy.lala.
There you go. You can't miss us. I'm just Kenty Lethenbug. I'm my own brand. So Google me.
And same. Ife Islandpreneur.
Google.
You'll find me on all platforms. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye, guys. This is really bye now. This is really bye.